Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. We are now dealing Rupaka Thalam basic korvais in level 4. Before I get into the class, let me begin this class with the Thirukural. Tanmoon perikatru tan biridu oon unban yanganum aalum arul. What is the meaning of it? Tan udalai peridai valarpadarkaga, a person just to grow his body bigger. Tan piridor uyirin tasayai thingindravan evvaru irakkamullavanaga irukka mudiyum. What does Thiruvalluvar say? If he tries to eat the flesh of some other animal, and how can he be courteous to others? So refrain from eating non-veg. That's the message from Thirukural. From this Thirukural, well said by Thiruvalluvar, and let's go with this good thought. I will enter into the class. Last class, we saw basic korvais for Deenkittakadin Dinna in Rupaka Thalam. I taught you several varieties of the same korvai, how you can imaginatively build it beautifully for the 48 aksharas. And also taught you another korvai, Takadanadam, Takadanadam, Takadana, how you can continuously, when you play the phrase, you can play the later part in a slow manner. And how you, with a korvai in between, you give this one akshara space, and then the 2 akshara space, the 3 akshara space, and how the later part is getting shrunk from 7, 6 and 5. It's beauty of maths. You just, structure is important and it should be equally distributed. That's important. And then the way you express and the way you play the phrases, all those matters to get the right blend and the nadam out of the korvai. It should be musical and should be interesting and it should be in the grammar. Now let's look at the second half, which is takadimita tadim, dimita tadim, dimita tadim, takadimita tadim, dimita tadim, takakadakadakadakadakadaka, dimita tadim, dimita tadim, kadakadakadakadakadakadaka, dimita tadim, dimita tadim, kadakadakadakadakadakadaka, dimita tadim, dimita tadim, talakadakadakadakadakadakadaka, dimita tadim, dimita tadim, talakadakadakadakadakadakadaka, dimita tadim, talakadakadakadakadakadakadaka, dimita tadim, talakadakadakadakadakadakadaka, dimita tadim, talakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadakadak instead of playing the final Tirmanam, you need to fit after you play this phrase. After this, you have to play this korvai. Taddi dum kedadagadum, tad dum kedadagadum, dum kedadagadum, taddi ketatanta. Taddi ketatanta, taddi ketatanta. Taddi ketatanta, taddi ketatanta, taddi ketatanta. The next variety. Tadditum gedadagadong, tatum gedadagadong, dum gedadagadong, takatadiketatan, takatadiketatan, takatadiketatan. variety. Tadithum Gadadagadom. Tadhum Gadadagadom. Dhum Gadadagadom. Tadhi Kitata. 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 Another variety. Tadithum Gadadagadom. Tadhum Gadadagadom. Dhum Gadadagadom. Tadhi Ketatan. Tadhi Ketatan. Tadhi Ketatan. Tat Tadhi Ketatan. Tat Tadhi Ketatan. Tat Tadhi Ketatan. Di Tadhi Tadhi Ketatan. Tadhi Tadhi Ketatan. Tadhi Tadhi Ketatan. These are the four varieties. Now I will teach you the maths behind it. Tadithum Kidategadom, Tadhom Kidategadom, Dhom Kidategadom. It comes to 6 beats. Where Tadithum Kidategadom, the dome is only 2. The first time when I play Tadithum Kidategadom, that dome is 2. Second time when I play Tadithum Kidategadong, that is 3. Tadithum Kidategadogom, then it's 4. The first time when I play the korvai, I play with the 2 korvais. Korvai is the space between the phrases. The second time when I play with the 3 korvai or the space in between the phrases. Accordingly, the later half has a different pattern. The second part of the korvai gets a different variety to fit in the math, so that it perfectly fits into the Rupaka Thala. The third variety, when I play with the 4 is the korvai or the space between the phrase. Then the later half of the phrase gets a different structure. So when I play the first time, Tadithum Kidategadom, Tadhum Kidategadom, Dhom Kidategadom, the composite of all these 3 phrases together with the 2 spaced syllable is 6 beats. The second part is beautifully foiled with Tadhi Kitatum Takita, 6 and a 6 korvai. Then the structure is 2 6 and a 6 korvai, and then you play a 3 6. Tadhi Kitatum Takita, Tadhi Kitatum Tadhi Kitatum Takita, Tadhi Kitatum Tadhi Kitatum Tadhi Kitatum. Especially when you play all these in Tisara Nadai, it will sound beautifully. So I will teach you when I reach that place, when I approach and teach you specifically on the topic called Tisara Nadai. We will see how all these korvais we can represent and tell, and you can master that particular subject. Now, the second part, Tadithum Kidategadong, Tadhum Kidategadong, Dhom Kidategadong. This is 6 3/4 beats. When you get 6 3/4 beats, you have to play the remaining 5 1/4. 5 1/4 is nothing but 7 into 3, 21. 21 is 5 1/4. How I will explain you. 21 divided by 4 is 5. 4 5s are 20 and 1 by 4. So 5 1/4 is 7. 7, when you are playing a 7 syllabled phrase 3 times, it is 7 into 3, 21. And when you look into the beats, when you want to work it out, you have to divide by 4. When you divide by 4, you will come to know what can fit after this 6 3/4 to match the 12 beat cycle. So 6 3/4 and 5 1/4 added up, you will get a 12 beat cycle. So that is the second korvai, what I taught you. The third one, that is 4 korvai I am giving. I am giving a 4 space now. tadittum kedadagudogum, tattum kedadagudogum, kedadagudogum. There, dom kedadagudogum, tadittum kedadagudogum, tattum kedadagudogum, dom kedadagudogum. It fits to 6 and 1.5, it's 7.5 beats. So now you have to fit a 4.5 beat. 4.5 beat is nothing but 6 into 3, 18. 18 is, when you divide by 4, it is 4, and 2 by 4, it is 4.5. 2 by 4, when you reduce it, it's 4.5. So 7.5 plus 4.5 is again a 12 beat. That's the math behind it. Don't worry too much. I wanted to explain this just to have a bigger idea. My documentation will be very, very clear, and the way I've played it, you use both these and match, and then try to play this korvai. That is the first korvai what I've approached. The later part I taught you, tadi inginnato, tadi inginnato, tadi kitta, takitta, tadi. It's very simple logic. 3 times 6, 6 korvai. 3 times 6, 6 korvai. 3 times 6, that's it. You are ending the korvai. There is no korvai towards the end. Always people will think 6 cap, 6 cap, 6. What is the last? Once when you reach the end, you don't have a korvai because it's a conclusion. There is no need for the korvai towards the end. There is normally a typical doubt will come when you calculate or something at a later point of time. So there is no korvai after you play the last phrase. So this is the concept of constructing a korvai. You first prepare the first part. The later part, whatever is remaining, you need to have a beautiful structure which perfectly fits and it can give a shape to it. It should give a nice shape. You can't have a pumpkin head and a drumstick leg. That looks very odd. It should be proportionate. So it should be beautiful. When you chisel an art, it should be beautiful. So you should have that in mind when you construct a korvai. Now, coming to the next korvai. It's a classic korvai. Tang kita teka tari kita teka dinta tong tadi tong kita teka tari kita teka dinta tong ta dinta tong taka dinta tong dinta tong ta kita tum tadi kita tum ta dinta tong ta kita tum tadi kita tum ta dinta tong ta kita tum tadi kita tum ta. I put it in Adi Thalam because just to give you a comfort feeling. This is a 24 beat cycle. Now I will teach you in Rupaka Thalam how to put it. Tang kita teka tari kita teka dinta tong ta tang kita teka tari kita teka dinta tong ta dinta tong taka dinta tong dinta tong ta kita tum ta kita tum ta dinta tong ta kita tum ta kita tum ta dinta tong ta kita tum ta kita tum. It's a perfect seating into the Rupaka Thalam. Now I'll play and show you. This is the korvai. Now here you have to understand the math. It's so beautiful, but if you understand it, then you can play this differently. I'll also teach you how to go about it. Dinta tong. Dinta tong is din tat. Din is 1, tat is 2. Thong is 3. So 3 plus 3 is a 6 korvai. It is intentionally given for giving a complex approach. So dinta thong is 6. Dinta thong. You repeat the same phrase. If you repeat the same phrase, it is prosaic. So you have to give a variety for tit tang. What is the complementing friend? Tadom tang. Tit tang. Dinta tang. Tadit tang. Dinta tang. You can use tadit tang. Talang. Dinta tang. Dinta tang. You can use any of the phrases. Doesn't mean this is the only one you have to play. You can play any of the combinations which are suitably well positioned as friends, like Jekyll and Hyde, Tom and Jerry. You can use those phrases which are most suitably and blended with each other in the art of percussion. So using those phrases, you can construct korvais. Now, Then you reduce. Tat dinta thang. Tat dinta thang is two beats. Taka dinta thang is again 2 beats. Beautifully reduced now. Now, first is the bigger phrase. Now, tat dinta thang, taka dinta thang. Now, the later construct is for giving the embellishing. Dinta thang, takita dom, dadikita dom. That is the phrase, yes, we have chosen now. Subjective phrases, that thong is the subject, and we are qualifying with another phrase to give the beauty. Takita dom, tadikita dom. Dindat thong, takita dom, tadikita dom is a combination of 6 and a 10, making it 16, which is the Adithalam phrase. 16 is a beautiful number, divisible by 4. Dindat thong, takita dom, tadikita dom. So when you are putting the thalam, you normally tend to fail to put the thalam. But if you dissect it and if you understand each piece and if you know that this is what it's the measure of it, then you will not go wrong. That's the key. Dindat tham, takita dum, dadikita to. Dindat tham, takita dum, dadikita to. Dindat tham, takita dum. These are the 3 phrases towards the end. In between, I am giving a pause. When I do the math, I find there is two aksharas less. So I introduce in between that to embellish and make it as a korvai. Now I have assembled everything. So when I dissected it, that's the first part is thang, thang. Complementing phrase you play. Tha dinta thang, taka dinta thang. Other person can play. Then I use the phrase dinta thang. Takita tum, tadikita to, tadinta tam, takita tum, tadikita to, tadinta tam, takita to. There is a gap, and then tadinta tam is a push for the next phrase, and a push for the next phrase. Make it beautiful. I will demonstrate the total math so you will understand the whole structure. Now, dinta thong, takita dom, tadikita dom. Now I told you the maths and the korvai. Now how you can embellish takita dom, tatita dom, takita dom, kadadakadari dom, takita dom, tatitadikada dom. All these phrases you can play. Again, tithang you can play talang. Give variation there and the other phrase variation you can give. Now instead of dinda thang, you can play dinta tam, 2 2 2 instead of 3 3. It's still 6. Dinta tam, takita dom, tadikita dom is equal to dinta thang, takita dom, tadikita dom. Again, 1 1 4, still 6. Dinta takita dom, tadikita dom. Dinta takita dom, tadikita. Dinta is 1 2, thaga is 4, again it's 6. So you can represent the korvai either with dinta thang or dinta tam or dinta thaga. You can play in 3 different varieties. You get the korvai. Let's try to do all the 3 different forms and we'll close for this class. Dinta tang, dinta tang, takita dum, tadikita dum, tadinta tang, takita dum, tadikita dum, tadinta tang, takita dum, tadikita dum. This is the first variety. Dinta tam, dinta tam, dinta tam, takadinta tam, dinta tam, takita dum, tadikita dum, tadinta tam, takita dum, tadikita dum, tadinta tam, takita dum, tadikita dum. Second variety. So beautiful. So same thing, you approach it differently, you get beauty out of it. Hope you have understood this concept. It's a little complex korvai. I positioned it, but I thought it can be useful for thinking over, pondering over, for you to get where I'm heading to. Let me end this class with the Thirukural. பொருள் ஆட்சி போற்றாதார்க்கு இல்லை அருள் ஆட்சி ஆங்கில்லை ஊன்தின்பவர்க்கு. What is the meaning of it? பொருளுடையவராக இருக்கும் தகுதி அப்பொருளை காப்பாற்றாதவருக்கு இல்லை. What does it mean? A person who is rich, if he can only be rich unless and until he safeguards his assets, otherwise he cannot be rich. So that's one of the aspect. அவ்வாறே அருள் உடையவராகும் தகுதி ஊனை தின்பவர்க்கு இல்லை. If you have to be blessed, you should not eat flesh. That's the message, very strong message if you want to be blessed, because the moment you're eating flesh, you're trying to kill some animal, you're trying to do some harmful act, and you refrain to do some of that harmful act, you will be blessed by God. With this class, I'm signing off. I will see you in the next class. Cheers. Episode 2, Rupaka Thalam, Korvai 1, Mathematical Understanding, total count of 48 aksharas. Interpretation of Korvai goes like this. Tadit dhum gadatagadum, tit dhum gadatagadum, dum gadatagadum, tadik kitatum, tadik kitatum, tadik kitatum. Tong tinta tong takitatum tatikitatum tadinta tong takitatum tatikitatum tadinta tong takitatum tadikitatum ta.